Arnold Richardson. And my parents on my father's side is Samuel Richardson, born and raised here in Hollister, North Carolina. His daddy was Windsor Richardson, whose daddy was Swepsim Richardson. And W.R. Richardson was my father's brother, was a chief for over 45 years here. My mother's people came from western Pennsylvania, upstate New York, and into Canada. My grandmother on my mother's side practically raised me. Her name was Bessie Thomas, and she was born on the Six Nations Reservation in Canada. I grew up with it, so it was just a natural thing in my family environment. And the interest is it was just there from my mother's two brothers. One was an artist, and the other one was a musician. And it was like sitting down eating dinner. And the arts form came about when I heard about IAIA, Indian Arts Institute in Santa Fe. And at that time, if you were an Indian, you could go there from the 11th grade to 12th grade in preparation for college, and it was free. One of my mentors in the early 60s was Duffy Wilson from Tuscarora Reservation. And we used to come down and look for Tuscarora sites, and then we found several of them. And in doing so, we found this stone that's commonly called soapstone. And right there on the site, he started carving a little rough-out pipe. And that really perked my interest in stone carving. And then from then on, one of my art forms, I've been doing stone carving. When I went to Indian Arts Institute in Santa Fe, I did a large variety of arts. Stone carving, painting, gourd carving, you name it, I did it. What makes it unique is the fact that nobody's doing it. For an example, well, in this part of the state, there are very few people that do it. I know over at Cherokee there's some traditional stone carvers, and of course upstate New York and up into Canada there are a lot of them. Well, how they got involved was the same way I really got involved with Duffy Wilson, who lived in the area. And he started coming down, and then we'd come down on trips to collect the stone and take it back to New York. And then it became extremely popular up there with the Iroquois peoples. And then they started coming down looking for soapstone to take back to New York. And they would talk to the elders about some of the legends, and then they would try to interpret those legends in their sculptures. And I guess what makes my art form really unique is the fact that it's an outgrowth of legends that's been interpreted through stone. This carving is almost finished, and then I'm going to turn it around so you can see the various sides of it. As I was talking about traditional legends interpreted and put into the stone, this is basically the legend of the three sisters. You got the corn, you got the beans, and you got the squash. And in the corn you see the face, the head coming out of the corn plant there. That's corn, beans, and the squash under the shade tree. And interpretation from the legend of corn, beans, and squash, turning it around, are the three sisters representing corn, beans, and squash. Now what I use, these are special files for just doing this kind of work. So you have curvatures, and then you have flats, and you have cutters. And the old way was using an adze that is made from stone, but those days are gone. So just to give you an idea, this file was used pretty much to do the shaping, where this has been chipped and broken. It's just rubbing it down, getting it back to the natural contour and formation of the face.